Hello everybody, it is me Trix, and today I actually found something that I want to react to. Let me just close out that tab and then just open this one up. Let's go to YouTube. Oh yeah, I forget I have to turn on my freaking internet to even because my internet's usually off for some reason. I don't know why. Alright, YouTube. And I'm pretty sure it's called like the analog horror tier list. By this man, by Ethan on Everything. Hopefully this isn't copyrighted. So yeah, it's gonna be very loud for me, so let me turn that.
Analog horror is
Actually, yeah.
the new kid on the block when it comes to scaring people.
Alright.
Analog
So we
horror.
could just jump right into it. Ooh.
That's what jump-started the whole Slenderman. The Abaddon Archives, okay.
I think
Analog
Abaddon
horror
Archives. Okay.
is the new kid on the block when it comes to scaring people, okay? Like, it was Creepypasta and r/No Sleep when I was a kid. That's still around. You're not super old yet. Analog horror is the new thing. Now, analog horror has been around a lot longer than I thought.
Oh, the Mandela Catalog. I actually watched the Mandela Catalog because it's a good analog horror.
If I had to pick the first analog horror, it would probably be Marble Hornets with the whole Slenderman thing. Now,
I didn't even know that was an analog horror. I thought it was a creepypasta series.
I'm not fully caught up on the Marble Hornets lore, but I do remember watching that as a kid. It's, for me, I would believe the first one that I ever watched was Local 58, Marble Hornets, and then I started watching Wendigoon and Creepcast, okay? I'm not going to spoil it, bro. A huge inspiration for this channel was Wendigoon. I just like the idea that somebody can make a full channel of just talking about random stuff that they find interesting. And at the end of the day, that is
I think I might have to censor out
Wendigoon. I just like the idea. I do remember watching that.
I might have to censor that gun.
It's, for me, I would believe the first one that I ever watched was Local 58, Marble Hornets, and then I started watching Wendigoon.
Yeah, Wendigoon. I'm probably gonna censor
Wendigoon and Creepcast, okay? I'm not gonna spoil it, but we're talking about some of my favorite, and in some cases, my least favorite analog horror on here. I left it open and you guys could request it, and this was taking a lot longer than it normally would. I even had to get out a separate video talking about a pet tier list just so I can keep myself in the algorithm. Because I wanted to do this subject matter justice, and I have picked some of the most noteworthy analog horror, and some that I would actually recommend to my friends if they want to start getting interested in this. Because some of these are good, I wouldn't recommend them to you. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you guys for your liking and subscribing and continuing to support this channel. However, though, 80% of you are not.
No one subscribed to this man. I'm kidding. Everyone subscribed to him. He's amazing. Begging for subs, the smile tapes.
Okay, I'm going to give a brief summary of each of these and what would happen if you inserted me into this. The smile tapes
Oh, I know what happened. You die.
Takes place in the world where there is a fungus, a drug, something gets loose in the general populace during the late 1990s. What this fungus does to people is when it is breathed in, breathe it in, man.
Breathe it in, kind of like the Medusa virus. I think there's also a second volume to this, but I don't know if I'm gonna see that in this video. It's probably gonna make it too long. Oh wait, I have stands on this thing. Alright, so maybe I'll react to it like separate videos and then make it like an entire movie or something.
I was gonna have a crazy stutter fest right there. When you breathe it in, it slowly makes you go completely insane and makes a permanent smile on your face. That doesn't sound so bad, kind of.
Yeah, but there's one thing The smile does not stop, okay?
Sounds like a night in Gotham. Until you realize it gets way worse, okay? Where this analog horror probably does its best is the brief jump scare images of what these people become. I am terrified of the idea, okay? And that's where a lot of these do. Is where
also, I'm probably gonna post some analog horror reaction thing on this channel. Yeah.
There is a creature or an outer entity that makes it so you are no longer in control of your own body. The thought that there is a substance that completely breaks your brain and turns you into basically a necrotic zombie that wants to spread the virus even further, okay? Like, I'll tell you this right now. Last of Us is one of the most terrifying zombie games ever because of how scary the infection is. The thought of still being conscious, but you are being taken over by a virus, and this just turns you into, like, some smiling demon within 4 weeks.
Within, like, probably less than 4 weeks, you're a smiling demon. That's week 4. You look like you're dead beyond repair. Probably week 3 is, like, somewhere around here. Okay, hold on. Let me go into Paint real quick. Paint. So this is, week 1. I missed the I. This is week 2. This is week 4. I'm just gonna draw something random. So that's his big old smile here. And then week 3 is probably somewhere around like this. Okay.
Brother. Absolute.
Brother! I love this man.
Not, okay? Now, where it does the best is where it's going through, like, how the transformation is going.
I'm pretty sure also in that part there's the, like the live parts where he, like, runs away from, like, the infected and something like that. Yeah.
Going over the autopsies, going through that, how people are getting infected, the incidents that is happening. Where I do believe it struggles in a place, and I'm not going to judge it too heavily on this, okay?
Also, don't make fun of his lisp. He has a slight lisp. No one make fun of him for it. He's a YouTuber. Come on. W.
Struggles is it makes the police just look idiotic.
Oh my god, that's like every analog horror that ever touched the planet. Like, here's this strong thing that you have to try to kill. Also, the police can't kill it, and, you can't do anything, so, yeah, you die.
A lot of analog horror does this, and I don't think they mean...
How did bro transform? He transformed his hair into, like... Okay, yeah, he transformed his hair into, like, a long black spaghetti noodle. Like, oh, like, this looks like the piece of cheese I would find in my 1-year-old refrigerator in my garage. I don't have one in my garage.
Some of them mean to do it,
yeah,
others I
like
don't get it. The smile tapes, for whatever reason, makes the police seem like just absolute Neanderthals. I'm sorry, if 350 people die in a town, okay? And more people are injured, and people are dying within 4 weeks and becoming necrotic zombies. And the police are still thinking to themselves, yeah, man, I think we have a problem here. What do you mean you think we have a problem?
It's been going on it's 4 weeks per person. And there's like millions of infected people, bro. So it probably took like 4 months. And they're like, yeah, I think we have a problem. You think?
I'm here. Brother, I want the DEA, I want the FBI, the CIA, I want the United States military.
I would love the fucking Space Force to come after this dude. Just send a fucking rocket missile up to space, like bring it back down somehow, like you can the Force just become a Jedi, bring it back down, land it right on those motherfuckers.
Knocking down doors to figure out why 350 people are dropping down like flies. Okay?
Yes, sir.
That's where the only problem I have with this is. It's a pretty effective story. I'm gonna have links to all of them in the description down below because some of the names of them aren't actually called the Smile Tapes. They go by a different name. And instead of trying to remember all of them, I'm gonna have the link to each.
Hold on, let me show you the names. Hold on. This is gonna. I'm pretty sure it's gonna flash like kind of weird thumbnails. So if you don't like anything disturbing, then you shouldn't have clicked on this video because it's look where. Yup, there it is. It's the complete Smile Tapes. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't know what happened to Burl's Bone. This is Analog Horror Alternate, and then the Infected Smile Tape Boy. Yeah, and then, yeah. What? Oh, I wish they would have a movie on that. Where are my children? I need my children. Ah! I'm playing with a magnet. Yeah, like some are called, Indonesian. Some are in Indonesian. Yeah, I think we're just getting, what the hell? Oh, no. That's not something I want to show on here. Yeah, no, I'm just getting anime women getting pierced by spears. Okay. Let's go back to the video.
Each of these analog horrors in the description down below, and you can pick and choose which one you want, or you can binge watch all of them. The Smile Tapes is a good one. A good one. It misses out on great, barely. I don't know. I feel like there's other analog horrors that does what it does, but just a smidgen better. But overall, I would say it's pretty solid. Angel Hair. So Angel Hair is exactly what it is in the name, okay? Imagine the most stereotypical cartoon, okay? We all have...
I haven't watched Angel Hair, but I'm pretty sure I know what it's about. I'm just gonna let this man explain it. He's watched it. I haven't, so yeah.
This time, where we're just walking through our everyday life, and then you all of a sudden remember, yo, what was that cartoon I watched as a kid? This takes that nostalgia and drives it up to 20. It is a lesser known one. I actually watched this one from a Wendigang stream. Okay, that's how I was introduced to this. So good. The whole gist of it is that there's this guy, he remembers this cartoon from when he was a kid. However, he can't find anywhere that this cartoon was ever on. That alone is an interesting concept. The fact that there was a cartoon that only aired for you, and you're trying to find it, and then boom, you find it on a VHS tape. That alone's really interesting, but then they take it a step further, okay? The tape was specifically made for this kid, and this tape helped him get through an abusive father. Like that.
Should I censor that? I don't know if I should censor that. I'll do it.
That's a really cool message.
Actually,
but where it starts taking a turn, and where I really like it, is when they start dealing in like biblical iconography. Okay? When they start dealing with like biblically accurate angels and demons and like actual dealing with that. Okay?
Yeah, by the way, if you don't know what a biblically they are kind of weird. There's a cherubim. You might not like this. So, this is probably what angels are to look like. This is a cherubim. A cherubim. This is biblically accurate. So we have these. I'm pretty sure this is an archangel. Or that. I don't know. Yeah. So, this is what a biblically accurate angel looks like. So, yeah, look. Yeah, there you go. Be not afraid. Is it? Be not afraid, sir. This is the scariest moment of my life. If I see that, I'm hauling ass.
Okay, the fact that a lot of the times they take the
Probably
place of
wouldn't let me,
animals, or
though,
like there's this
so.
head of a lion, head of a lamb, like snakes, and like how terrifying they actually look. And they play that into an animated show that's for kids, but it's taking a slow turn, like to a benevolent thing. Okay, I'll tell you this right now. If I'm the dude and I'm trying to find a cartoon that only aired for me, and then this cartoon starts speaking to me like, aren't you a little old to be watching this, Ethan? I'm cutting that shit, and I am never watching that.
Yeah, nope. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Again, bro.
I'm not gonna
When the
do that,
TV
bro.
starts talking to me
Fuck that.
directly, I'm done. That's like, it's funny, and I know where they're going with it, and I do like where they're going with it. But there is a weird obsession with the main female bunny, okay?
What?
Like, how lonely do you have
What
to
do you
be in
mean?
your day-to-day life that you have obsessed over a female animated bunny?
Oh.
Like, personally, I don't think I would ever get that desperate, but I mean, like,
That's crazy.
I guess beggars can't be choosers here, and 100% when you watch it, you realize what it is. I actually recommend you watch this one, because I'll say it right now. Some analog horrors are very difficult to cover. Like, I like some analog horrors where I have to do a little bit of digging. This one is very straightforward. They are going...
I don't really have anything to say because I never watched it. The next
to
one, though,
spoon feed you the story,
I have,
and if you want to
and I
read
have a lot
underneath,
to say for that one.
pause it, rewind, and done. I don't like the whole I have to copy and paste the link of there to find some code that I can later break to find a separate video. Like, that's too much for me, bro. I'm sorry, that's too much. I shouldn't be a full-time job to watch your series. Angel Hair is probably one of the most well-made because they animate everything, and it is good. Where we're racing to the end of it is that they have, he's starting to piece together what this is. There's angels that have been able to take the place of animated characters, and it starts taking this, like, benevolent route.
So basically, what I think was happening is, like, so it starts off kind of like this, right? And then it gets weirder and weirder, and they start to get, like, more realistic, and until it becomes a biblically accurate angel. The seraphim. This is not a biblically accurate angel, I don't think. I don't know.
When you start realizing that they just might not be angels, bro. Like, they want to get broadcast to the rest of the family. And when I hear two angels that have oddly scary sounding names, like this is gonna come up a lot, okay? But, like...
Oh, yeah, I swear, angels have the weirdest names. But they also have the weirdest looks, which suits them. Because they're not supposed to be anything like human.
This is gonna be bad taken out of context. What would I have to do to convince you to join my cult?
Yep, you're right. Yep. I'm putting that in out of context, so yeah, I hope you know that. Can we rewatch that?
And this is gonna come up a lot, okay? But like, this is gonna be bad taken out of context. What would I have to do to convince you to join my cult? And I tell you that I'm
Yo.
talking to an archangel. Do you want him to be named something like nice, like, oh bro, that's the Archangel Benjamin? Or I'm talking to the angel of the pit, Abaddon.
That's also taken out of context.
Like, which one are you more likely to talk about? I'm sorry, when I hear somebody called Azazel, I'm probably not gonna talk to that guy.
That's also taken out of context.
The angel of the pit, Abaddon. Like, which one are you more likely to talk about? I'm sorry, when I hear somebody called Azazel, I'm probably not gonna talk to that guy, okay? That's gonna come into play later. But I'll tell you this right now, the moment the anime
Yeah, I probably want to talk to a guy named Azazel either. He's probably a jerk off.
angels want me to do work here to broadcast them to millions of people to help the children, I'm good.
Me too.
It is really good, though. I would actually say Angel Hair is one of the few great analog horror in terms of storytelling and easy to follow. Not
Oh, we got the old Mickey Mouse, mouse.
quite
Cursor,
peak, though.
whatever.
We'll get there in a second. The boiled one. If you have
Like, yeah, one spoiler that he's about to say, you have to chant, like, Bible verses to get away from evil. Look at this man. He looks like he's about to rip your head off with his fucking finger claw.
sleep paralysis, you might want to skip out on this one, okay?
Yeah, skip out if you have sleep paralysis. You do not want this thing standing over you at 4 a.m, chanting in reverse cult language. And like his mouth opening and closing the exact same way. And just staring over you lifelessly, bro.
This one takes the form of, imagine if just out of nowhere a program plays on your television and it is just some of the most demented television you've ever seen. Imagine that thing appearing on your television, talking in one of the most scary voice possible, talking about how I'm going to appear in your dreams. You won't be able to move a muscle, and I will always be with you. Brother, fuck that. Okay?
Yep. Like, there's one scene where this guy's sleeping, but he appears behind his bed, okay? He is not lying.
Like, I would genuinely start tweaking on the floor if my TV starts talking like me, looking like that.
Yeah, no, I would drop dead, have an epileptic seizure. It's not even gonna be epileptic. It's just have a seizure.
I'm good, okay? Like, fun fact about me, bro. From 6th grade all the...
Also, before I do that, I'm probably gonna look at a fucking Lego Nerf gun. Because that's not gonna be the last thing I see. Let's go. Okay? It's gonna be a Lego Nerf gun. It's gonna be a Lego Nerf gun.
the way to my junior year in high school, I never watched a single TV show. Okay, that's not even supposed to be a flex, bro. No, the DirecTV fried our wiring in our farmhouse that they actually had to send in another guy to fix it. We never watched a single piece of television for around 7 years. I missed the entire run of regular shows, so I probably would have been okay with this. Yeah, that meant I missed out on all the online gaming from Call of Duty Black Ops 1 all the way up to Fortnite. That's how long I didn't play an online game, bro. Yeah, man, I had a different childhood. The boiled one, though, comes onto my television, talks about how he's going to see me when my sleep paralysis, okay?
Yeah, no,
I've
thank you.
had sleep paralysis before. I remember.
No, thank you. Sticky. Press shift if you want to if you want me to show my feet. It's crazy. I've seen that.
For that. That shit effed me up. But, like, it effed me up in the way of being like, guess I'm going back to bed. Like, if I get hit with sleep paralysis, I'm just gonna go back to sleep. Because I think that's my body telling me, yo, bro, time to go to bed. But if I see the boiled one standing over me started, like, chanting some dark shit to me.
Yeah, honestly, I'm like, not going to bed. No, thank you.
I'm good, bro.
You can't do anything. You wouldn't want to stay awake and look at this thing for an hour. You wouldn't want to go back to bed because of the unspeakable things he will do to you. So you just have to, like...
And I could get into more of what I think it is. Like, for one, I think it's a fallen angel. I think it knows too much. I mean, in the opening video, it talks about how when you want to watch this image, or watch this program that was recorded, you have to start preaching certain, like, words of the Bible to protect you against evil. I'm immediately out, okay? The moment you want to start bringing in the
no thank you, bro.
protection of the big G to watch something, I'm not messing with it, bro. Like, if you want my opinion on the supernatural, I think, like, less than 1% of the time, something weird happens. But I'm not going to F with that 1%. As an analog horror, it does a lot of stuff very well. I would like to know more of what's going on. From what we really understand, this program came on in the middle of nowhere, infected people with sleep paralysis, slowly caused them to go insane and die. There's one cool thing where a dude had, he knew Morse code and then blinked what he said with his, like, basically did this. That's actually happened before. And then they said scary stuff, like, he's with us. Yeah, it's some scary shit. I'm not gonna lie, bro. And if you have sleep paralysis, it's
also, after this, I'm gonna be ranking all of them, due to my opinion. I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna rank them.
F you up. But I would probably say it's a good analog horror. Around at the same level as the Smiling Tapes. The Backrooms, brother. Kane Pixels is like the Michael Jordan of analog horror.
Never watched the Kane Pixels, I don't think, but I'll take your word for it. I do like Local 58 a lot, though.
Man puts out banger after banger after banger. Okay? And he'll do it so consistently, it's actually insane. Brother, at 15 years old, this man was making full CGI renders of work. Like, this guy's the GOAT, okay? Like, if you ever watch my content, Kane, good job, dude. Like, I have to respect the grind.
Did he?
The Backrooms is easily, probably the most iconic analog horror of all.
There's a teaser for the Murder Jones analog horror. Plushie ad? That's fun.
Each of these analog horrors in the description down below, and you can pick and choose which one you want, or you can binge watch all of them. The Smile Tapes is a good one. A good one. It misses out on great, barely. I don't know. I feel like there's other analog horrors that do. Good job, dude. Like, I have to respect the grind. The Backrooms is easily, probably the most iconic analog horror of all time. Like, let's think about how far the Backrooms has gotten.
I would probably give that title to the Mandela Catalog or the Medusa Virus or some by Local 58 or just, yeah. Man in the Suit even.
Like, people have requested me to do, like, this full Backrooms. I might even do a video ranking different levels in the Backrooms. I don't know enough about it to do it, because you could watch the entire analog horror about the Backrooms, and it doesn't touch on the full lore of the Backrooms. But the idea of just going through your everyday life, and then you just no-clip through reality, and then you land into some liminal space like this that's almost completely endless, and that the more, like, I'll tell you this, bro. empty areas fuck with me, okay? Like, if I was in an empty hospital, I might start tweaking. If you put me here, like, this doesn't even look good, bro. I'm not doing that. Back rooms, and the fact that there's entities in there that are gonna fuck you up. I know somebody's gonna say, well, you can actually get out. I don't know the lore, so I wouldn't be able to get out of this. The back rooms, though, objectively, is pretty hype, and it's pretty easy to follow. You don't have to do a ton of work to do the storytelling. It's peak, bro. It's one of the few peak here. There's gonna be more in peak.
Yeah.
This isn't the only one. In fact, I'm going to wrap it right back with another one. The Mandela Catalog. Peak, dude. The Mandela Catalog is...
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry I'm not saying much. I'm just paying attention to the video. I want to see what funny things this man has to say, but also, yes, the Mandela Catalog is so peak. It's crazy, bro. So, I'll give you a quick one of about what happens in the Mandela Catalog. So basically, what the Mandela Catalog is basically there's these alternates here, and basically what they are is they're basically like human morphed, like human transformers that look insanely weird, kind of like that guy. This one actually says, I know what you dread, I know what you love, I know what you dread, which is crazy. I know. It's like, I don't want to play the clip, but it's in a Johnny Razor video. I might play that after. But, yeah. So, and these alternates are like everywhere. You can't like get away from them. And the most dangerous to you is the one that is you. So, yeah.
So good, bro. If you ever see the trend of like, if you see a person that looks a lot like you, but like slightly different, run. That's where
Yeah, that's where that came
it
from.
comes from. Mandela Catalog. I remember when this took over the internet for a little bit. Imagine this. You're just chilling in your everyday life, okay?
Yep.
And then late at night, you hear a crashing in your kitchen. Somebody broke in through the window. And then...
Yeah, in this universe, I wouldn't want anybody breaking in through my window, no matter who the fuck it is. I wouldn't anyone in general breaking through my window.
You look into the kitchen, and you see a version of yourself, but it looks like a grossly contorted version, a creature, an entity.
Like Mary, like look at little Mary here. Her eyeballs are just not all there. She's like fucking cross-eyed to Narnia.
That is slowly trying to turn into you. And then throw in the fact that you literally can't do anything against it, bro. You could run, but it's going to take you out. This has some of the most effective horror I've seen in analog horror. It is very good. The writing, the only times where I found the writing is a little bit meh is that some characters I feel like went evil a little bit too quickly. I don't want to spoil it because I actually...
Also, there's an entire game about this, and it's not just a little bitty game. It's a big game. Case played it, 8-Bit Ryan played it, Think Noodles played it. It is called, I actually have it somewhere. Where is it? At Buckshot. Mountains Revamp. Where is this at? Alright, you know what? I'll just search it up on, here you go. I might make a video of me playing this, actually. Here it is, alternate watch. I'll actually open it up right here. 1 billion bytes, it's like a giga. As you can see. and some weird things. Imagery, paintings or artwork changing, pictures changing. Painting, artwork, or pictures changing. Displacement, object changing location. Mimic, duplicate object or object attempting to blend in. Flawed impersonator, distorted human, which I hate, no thank you. Pure form, I'm pretty sure used to be, no, preacher used to be intruder, I think. I don't know, but yeah. Pure form, shadow figure with white eyes. I'm pretty sure this used to be intruder, but yeah. Preacher, cloaked figure, obscured and constant whispering. Electrical, electronics, lights, TVs, radio, PCs, camera error. Topa only seen in mirrors. There's only a few mirrors in the game, so this is kind of rare, but I'm pretty sure not all of them are that scary. The one that isn't very scary is the guy with the guy in the suit. Okay, corpse. This is now in the game. Also, tip if you're looking for a corpse, constantly look at the room name, and if it says bad decision mark, immediately report a corpse in the bedroom. And if you want to see it, it's blacked out by a black box, but you can still go in the room and see it. So yeah, it's there's a corpse, and unknown cannot be classified. Open doors are not displacements. It means that someone has entered the home. All these are on Epic. Don't know what Bloom is. Well, alright. I don't know where it is at even. Alright, well yeah, let's go back to the video.
Really recommend you get into the Mandela catalog if you want to get into it, and it's probably one of the easiest to get into. The only one that I would say is more straightforward is probably the Angel Hair. Mandela catalog is just peak. It's so good, bro. But outside of that one complaint, brother, it's also peak, and I think Mandela catalog is probably the best. It probably is the best analog horror out there right now, and it's still going strong to this very day. And I might even make a video breaking it down. But there's a few here that, like, I'm going to spoil it. The next one that I'm about to cover after this, I might actually make a video on it, because I think it's criminal. Midwest Angel.
Oh, Midwest Angelica, huh?
This is what made this video take so long, okay? Because I was in the middle of filming this video, and then I got a notification. Creekcast, Midwest Angelica. The only reason that I stopped it and then wanted to cover it is because people requested Midwest Angelica. Because it is so good, but it does not get the recognition that I believe it deserves. So I watched the Creepcast of Midwest Angelica. Midwest Angelica's so good, bro. It is one of the best analog horrors I've seen that hasn't gotten, like, Mandela Catalog is a staple of the analog horror scene. The Backrooms is probably the most well-known one. Midwest Angelica needs more recognition. Okay, imagine this, bro. A meteorite hits down on Earth. And then this weird fleshy virus, something out of The Thing, okay? 1990s The Thing, that scary stuff, comes in and then starts assimilating biomass, okay? So boom, we got the aliens coming into play. And then the aliens figure out a way to convince the humans to follow it. So before it ever comes here, it hits Earth, but it hits Earth with these brainwaves that starts convincing people of a coming angel, the Archangel Azazel. Okay, to give you the lore.
Oh, wow.
on what Azazel is, okay? Azazel was said to be one of the, like, okay, let me get first started by this. This is, like, extracurricular Bible, okay? This is, like, extracurricular Judeo-Christian stuff. So, Azazel was said to be the angel that came down and taught men how to build armor, knives, weaponry, and gave them the knowledge of that and how to work down fine stones and the metal of the earth. Effectively, the angel that started us with advanced warfare. It is so interesting that this angel that was coming back again, so it realized that this could come again. It messages the people on earth of a second coming of Azazel and convinces them that it is going to bring knowledge of how to bring humanity closer to God. A big symbolic thing in this analog horror is the Tower of Babel. Like, how far is humanity going to go to get near the same level?
I mean, I have no idea what this man's talking about, but it sounds sick, so I might react to that, might make my own. Currently making my own, actually, so I'll give you a little spoiler if I even worked on it at all. It's all done in CapCut, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, Sply 15. Direction failed. And I haven't worked on anything. Tape 2, yeah. And I haven't worked on anything past that. Yeah. It was supposed to be like a voice thing, but I can't get my voice thing to work, so yeah.
Of God, but still falling. Where, like, the hubris of humanity is going to be its folly. Like, our greatest asset is what we can make, but how far is that going to play into our own demise? That plays into here a lot. Okay, it probably has one of the hardest lines I've ever heard in an analog horror, and that is, we have beaten the cataclysm, and now we're more powerful than God.
What the hell? Yo!
Never mind that is one of the most crazy lines I've ever heard in an analog horror. Like, it comes off hard, but because of the Tower of Babel, like, storyline that they're playing with, I knew immediately when he said that, they were coming back and they were gonna F us up. Okay? So this creature that is a meteorite, like, 44 miles in diameter, okay, starts imprinting people with, like, images of, like, a coming cataclysm and what it looks like, bro. It convinces people that it is a coming angel, okay? And then it starts making, like, assimilating biomass. It turns into basically large towers of bone and flesh made out of people. And these towers turn into temples and chapels. It is fucking terrifying, bro. But I love it. And then the military comes in and they start napalming it. And then the storyline gets even crazier. I love it, bro. I love it. Midwest Angelica is it's on the cusp of peakdom. But it's not quite there, bro. Give me a little bit more, and I'm going to put you in peak. And now, the opposite of peak. The Painter, bro. This is what happens
Yeah, no, I could make all those faces right now. Watch. The one in the middle. Done. The one to the far right. Done. The wide-eyed guy. The whoa guy. The guy that looks like he has a gas mask on. The smiling girl, why do you look like that? Double chinned up. The girl that looks like Slenderina. Done. And the guy licking the camera.
You get a little bit too edgy for me, okay? Like, I am okay if you cover the demon stuff. I'm okay if you cover Cthulhu. Hollow Earth, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a lot of dark, like, subject matter. I am okay with it. As long as it plays into the story, bro. I'm reading the entirety of Berserk and planning on making a video on that, bro. Berserk is crazy dark as a story. But I dig it because they use the darkness in there to illustrate a point and tell it. The Painter doesn't really. Okay? I'm going to be brutally honest on here. This is a story about a serial killer who paints pictures of his victims, and it's just
Why
so
did they look like
needlessly
that?
crazy. Like, it'll be some stuff where it's like, the police arrive on the scene. The child was skinned alive and set ablaze. And it's like, bro, what? What? You haven't caught this man yet? And it's like, yes, this is the 13th victim of this serial killer. Oh no, how we cannot find, brother. How can you not find this guy? Is he superhuman?
He
Like,
better. I've watched it. It's not that good. He better be superhuman, or else the police are just bad.
like, I don't want to be too mean here, but the guy who made it said that he doesn't care about the storyline, and he just does this to sell merch of his paintings. And I'll be real here. Are the paintings cool? Yes. But they're just so horrific looking, I don't understand why anybody would want to look at them for longer than 5 minutes. This is too dark for me, okay? Like, and then it plays into, like, some sexual,
I love the gas
like
mask
essay
guy
stuff
and
that
the
is a
guy
little
looking
bit
the
much
camera.
for me. Like, that's where I start drawing the line. Like, you gotta be very careful with how you introduce that into a story for me to still do it. But it does that so lazy, and it'll go into, yeah, and he essayed her. Like, okay, we get it, bro. You're not edgy. This is just getting weird. Okay, this is one of the few that I would actually consider a bad analog horror. It's just too much for me, bro. Like, there's a level, and you just went way past it. Okay, like, come on, if you're gonna do the dark shit, make it play into it. Other than that, I don't want it. Greylock.
Woo! This is where I stopped. Woo! This is where I stopped. Woo! This is where I stopped. All right, Greylock.
Peaked him, bro. This one is so good. The only thing that I would say would be, what I would put against it, is that this one is going to be harder to follow. I'll say it right now. Angel Hair is the easiest storyline to follow out of the entirety of Analog Horror. Midwest Angelica, pretty easy to follow. Backrooms, man, like, there we start getting into medium difficulty of finding out the lore. Greylock, you're gonna have to write down names, write down dates to understand what's going on, but it's still entertaining regardless. So, basically what happened is, I'm gonna give you the quick lore breakdown. The U.S. government goes into Mount Greylock, okay?
Alright, that's a real place.
They find out by doing some excavation work that there is a lot of unknown artifacts from, like, Egypt, Sweden, cultures that were never supposed to be, like, talking to each other. They have older artifacts inside of Mount Greylock, which is a real place, by the way. And then through that, so a lot of weird shit starts happening. They found that a way to channel, like, this ancient deity that's been chilling out in Mount Greylock, which is basically just an eldritch god, is to basically make your own imaginary friends, okay? But the imaginary friends are essentially demons, and it never goes well for anybody. And you're gonna have some pretty scary moments. This also has some of the most effective, grotesque imagery I've ever seen in an analog horror. There's one where it's like, I call it the dog lady video. I don't even want to spoil it, bro. It also has some of the best CGI that I've seen. Storyline is probably a 50% easy to follow. Imagery is awesome. I'm gonna put it in peak, though. I personally really like Greylock. Greylock's my top 3 favorite analog horrors currently on the market. I don't want to spoil too much because
weird, but...
it is pretty good. Like, I just can't, bro. Peak. Vita Carnis. Vita Carnis was one of.
Wait, no, this is where I left off actually. Vita Carnis. Okay, I have some stuff to say about this. First off, lore, perfect. I love how it starts. It starts like with this freaking like there's this plant that's like a sprout for like everything else. It like evolves and stuff, right? So first we have the I forgot what it was called, but it was like a plant, a red plant. It's kind of like it reminded me of the book Where the Red Fern Grows, which for some reason is an actual good book. And I'm pretty sure the first is a trimming. And then the second is a meat snake. Third is I think a mimic. I don't know. And then fourth I think is like fourth, fifth, or sixth I think is a black hole. So
One of the most suggested by you guys, and thankfully, it is pretty good. I really like it. Vita Carnis takes place in a timeline where there's this invasive creature that spawns.
Actually, me and my friend actually watched it together, and we watched 3 Analog Horrors. We watched the Medusa virus, which he needs to cover if he hasn't already. Let's see what other ones he's gonna cover. He's gonna cover Abaddon Archives, Man in the Suit. What do you look like that? Local 58, and then the outro. Alright, yeah, there's a volume 2. I'm gonna react to that in a separate video.
Spawns in on Earth. They're unsure whether it was extraterrestrial. I think it was. I either think this is like an extraterrestrial entity similar to the Midwest Angelica, or I think this is like an extra-dimensional thing because they start playing with magic later on. Imagine there being like a invasive flesh creature that mimics what like wild weeds looks like. It starts growing like meat vines everywhere. And then the meat vines sprout these cocoons that become these little like meat dogs. Basically, think of a hairless cat but fat. Turns into that. And then from there, it starts turning into more and more crazy creatures until...
Here, I'll do, VA trimming. No. VC. Oh no, that's just people shaving. Okay. Vita Carnis trimming. Yeah, they're friendly. You can have a pet trimming. You can boop the trimming, which I think is really fun. Look at the trimming! Look at the trimming! Oh my gosh! And then the meat snake. Is kind of crazy. Yeah, that's a big boy. And I think after that is the mimic. Baby. This is the baby mimic. Oh, don't kill me, please. Oh no! I'm not smashing or passing Vita Carnis, bro. Hell no. So this is the alternate, the mimic, and spoof. Okay. You drew that really well, actually. And then let's just do the mimic, the normal mimic. These are normal mimics. They suck, especially you. I hate you. I love that, by the way. Yeah. Nightmare Fuel and Vita Carnis, and then what really freaks me out is the Elder Mimic. Look at this man. Elder Mimic is crazy.
You get a flesh creature that is meant to hunt people. Vita Carnis means living meat. It does so much with that. You're dealing from everything from little tiny practical effects CGI flesh dogs to there is a meat god that is basically hanging out in Canada. Does it sound weird? Yes. Does it go weird? Yes. However, it also hits you in the, there is a meat creature that is the natural hunter of humanity. Like, the thought that there being a natural predator against humans is objectively pretty cool, and I think could be played with a little bit more. And Vita Carnis is very effective with it. I'm a big fan of Vita Carnis. I'm gonna put it, though, at the top of good. It's not quite in our great, but it is pretty good.
Yeah.
The Abaddon Archives.
Never seen it. Let's see what he has to explain to me about. I'm stretching very weirdly. Hope I don't get a cramp while recording. I didn't. Yay.
Okay. The Abaddon Archives. My note would be on this one. Play a little bit into Show But Don't Tell. My biggest gripe with the Abaddon Archives is it tells you way too much, way too early. Like, I know what the monster is within 3 videos.
That's kind of crazy.
That's where I feel like we faltered a little bit. What did this the best was the Mandela Catalog. The Mandela Catalog had you wondering what these things were until about like a quarter or halfway through the series, and then you figure out what it is. The Abaddon Archives, you find out what the monster is within the first 3 episodes. However, it is pretty effective with it. There is some really scary imagery that works pretty well. Some jump scares sometimes hit, sometimes don't. And as far as where they're going with the story, I like the idea of Hollow Earth aliens. Hollow Earth aliens is so cool. Like, not a lot of people want to play with Hollow Earth. Not a lot of people want to play with the North Pole entrance in the Hollow Earth. And this man made an analog horror on it. I got to give him respect on that.
Yeah,
The Abaddon Archives,
that's
though,
crazy.
I'm going to put it bottom of good. I cannot stress
Bottom
this
of
enough.
good.
Me knowing what the monster is
There's
within
no
the first 2
mayo.
episodes, and then me scratching my head like, okay, if they're hyper advanced, why do they have to resort to crawling out of the ground? Like, if maybe that's a question that's going to be answered, but like, it's a little bit much. Like, I'm gonna put it at the bottom of good. It's not quite meh. It's definitely not bad. Bottom of good. Man in the suit. Somebody made a Godzilla analog horror, okay? And what I do like about this one is they can take deleted scenes from old Godzilla movies, like the old Godzilla movies, and then paint them in a whole new light of it being like somebody possessed the Godzilla suit and the flesh like molded into it, and he's basically becoming a Godzilla. Here's the problem I have with it. It's a bit much, okay? Like,
It is.
this
it
one
is,
isn't even
definitely is.
necessarily scary. Like, yeah, is there like a cool body horror element to it? Yes. I do like, I think it's like a scary idea of like your body melting inside of a animatronic mascot of Godzilla, and then you slowly think you've become Godzilla. At the same time, that's not a problem that can't get fixed with some gasoline and a 9. Like, maybe that's the...
Okay. Maybe a match for that guess.
American inside of me, this does not sound like a crazy problem to solve. Like, personally speaking, the moment I start finding out that the Godzilla thing is trying to kill people, the moment this is getting figured out very quickly. It does have some effective imagery, however, it just took me out of it, the fact that, like, oh, so it's a dude just melting inside of a suit. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put it in meh. That's gonna sound mean because people do like it. Outside of the subject matter, it's just not uber effective. Maybe I'm just not into Godzilla and it just doesn't hit. Marble Hornets. Marble Hornets, I do believe, was the first mainstream one. Okay? Local 58 might have been before, but I do remember Marble Hornets got a really bad movie. Marble Hornets, that's what jump-started the whole Slenderman thing. Do you remember that? Do you remember the pages of Slenderman, that game that you could play on like any school computer that like every big YouTuber played? Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, all the big guys played it. Matt Pat made a whole video talking about it before he did the Five Nights at Freddy's videos. Marble Hornets did it first, and I'll be real. Marble Hornets, the original Marble Hornets is probably one of the easiest to follow because it's not even filmed. Like, this one almost didn't make it on because it almost isn't an analog horror. However, because people reference this as the grandfather of analog horror, I gotta put it on there. Think of a found footage Slenderman movie, but like better than Marble Hornets Slenderman. That is what this is. This is better than the movie that released, and I'm going to put this one, honestly, because of how early it was on the game, I'm going to put it at the bottom of great. It really is good. Like, I cannot stress that enough. And finally, my first analog horror...
58!
Local 58. Local 58 takes the place of... It's basically like a news organization, but it takes a run into...
I actually put a part in my... I put a Local 58 intro into my analog horror.
Cthulhu. Imagine if the moon was evil, okay? And it was the news was trying to convince you into looking at the moon in being taken advantage of by an eldritch god. That's really cool. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, what am I gonna do? I look at the moon and then I instantly fall underneath its control. And the idea that the moon is just an egg of an eldritch god is so terrifying. I like that. I really do like that. I think my favorite part of it is probably the animated story it does with, like, the skeleton. That's pretty cool. I like when they play with animated stuff. Mandela Catalog did it. Angel Hair did it. Local 58 probably did it first. I like how they did it.
Yeah,
And they
I love
play
them.
with the idea that the U.S. government, like, it plays the emergency U.S. government siren, and if you've never heard it, it is terrifying. The thought
Yep.
that could just come on all your devices, and boom, we're in a cataclysm. It plays that
Yeah.
almost as like a warning that something is coming. I really like Local 58.
Love it.
Does it hold up as good as
Gives me EAS scenario vibes.
other ones? It's not going to go in great, but I'm going to put it right next to Vita Carnis in good. And there you go. That is the analog horror tier list. These are the ones that stuck out to me the most. I know there's a few that you guys recommended that didn't quite make the cut because I just don't understand the complete lore on it.
Oh,
And I
alright.
think it's unfair to rank it on something that I don't understand. At least have a bare bones understanding of the lore. I'm sorry this took longer than normal, but this one required a bit more studying. The next one, I have a few ideas that I'm playing with, but I'm open to yours. Put them in the comment
Okay.
section down below what video you want me to do next. And if
Wait.
you want a better chance
Bro, which ones didn't make the cut?
of it
So,
getting
yeah,
to
this
me,
is volume
join the
2.
Discord in the bio down below, and then put your videos in the video suggestion aisle. It means the absolute most to me. All you have to do is like, comment. You don't even have to share it. Just like and comment.
Yeah, do that to me and him. Alright, well, yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I came out of nowhere. Hope you enjoyed this video. And like and subscribe if you want. I don't care. Have a good day. And hope you enjoyed me giving my thoughts sometimes on this video. And yeah, that's all I have. Bye-bye.